everyone. So we learned this morning about the importance of salt on the table, and also to dip the bread in the salt. Now, if a person doesn't have salt, or he forgot to bring it to the table, and you cannot go to the kitchen, let's say he has no salt, the solution for that situation is to dip the bread, not to dip, but to take the bread and put it and touch the other piece of bread, and then eat it. Not to put it in one of the dips, because we learned this morning that the primary reason of using salt every bracha, every amotzi, is the Kabbalah reason, right? To sweeten the attribute of judgment, and that's why we do it. So there's no point of putting it in any dips like tahini and so on, but to touch it, just to take the piece and to touch another piece of bread with it, because lechem, it's the letters of melach, the same thing. So the same idea. Based on that, the rabbis also hold that you should not take salt and put it on the bread, because if you want to sweeten the judgment, then what you're doing is you're doing the opposite. Like many times it happens on Pesach, right? If you, especially for Ashkenazim, right? They have those crackers, so you cannot dip. There's nothing to dip, right? So what they do, they take salt, they put it on the matzah. That's wrong based on Kabbalah, because you have to, even if it doesn't touch, it gets even one small, crumb of what do you call it, piece of salt. That's still okay. I mean, so as long as you don't put the salt on the bread, because we want to sweeten the judgment and not the opposite, to give more power to the judgment by putting the bread. And bread, as we learned this morning, is representing kindness. So we want to take the bread, put it in the salt, and that's how we're going to sweeten the judgment, but with the bread and the salt.